Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an updated assumptions video. We are just gonna sit down and I'm gonna chat with you guys, answering the assumptions you guys have, letting you know if they are true and you're correct in your assumption or incorrect. So today's video is just gonna be a fun one. So grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea, and just hang out with me for a little bit. Before we get into the assumptions, I do want to thank FabFitFun for sponsoring today's video. I've been partnering with FabFitFun for years because I love when my box arrives at my door. I took a peek into the spring 2021 box, which let's just take a moment and appreciate the adorable packaging. I love all of these flowers. The floral look is getting me so excited for spring. I think we are all ready for a new season, but definitely me. So I'm so excited to show you guys what's in here because I can tell you that this box is probably in my top 3 favorite I've ever received. So it's a good one. If you've never tried FabFitFun before, I will have a link and a coupon code for you guys down in my description box to check it out. FabFitFun is a seasonal subscription box. It comes 4 times a year, delivered right to your door, and contains so much fun, good stuff for you, which right now I think we can all use a mood booster, just a little treat, feel a little pampering, a little bit of self-care. And the products that come in your FabFitFun box, as you guys are going to see, far exceed the value beyond. You get full-size products, amazing brands, and so they just always, they brighten my day, and I think they'll brighten yours too. So I'm gonna open it up, show you guys everything that's inside, show you what I chose out, because that is one thing that I really love about FabFitFun, is that you are able to customize your box. So you can choose to be completely surprised, or you can go on and make selections so that way you know you're getting something you've wanted or a brand you've wanted to try, and you're able to choose that before your box ships. So I love that feature, and I definitely went on and made some selections. I've told you guys before, I like surprises, but not to be all the way surprised. So this is like a happy balance in the middle. So I'm going to open her up, and then we are going to go through all of the assumptions from Instagram. So right away, you guys see it's full. Like, there's a lot of stuff in this box. I did remove like the plastic wrapping just so that there would be less noise on the camera. But the first thing I want to show you guys that is in my box are these splendid slippers. So they're like a light soft pink, and I was so excited. Number one, Splendid is a really nice brand. I have clothes with the same brand, and so I recognize the name right away. But number two, I wear these every day homeschooling. You guys have probably seen mine. They are very worn out because I wear them every day. And so I was like, yay, new ones. And I love like the soft pink, and they're just perfect for spring. So excited to have these. So that was one of the items that I did choose for myself, so it was not a surprise. The next item I chose for myself was this Alice and Olivia duffel bag. Number one, how cute are these little like daisy flowers on it? It's giving me like 90s feels with those white daisies. So cute. And number two, it has a strap so you can go over your shoulder or you can carry it on your wrist. I am hopefully going on a girls trip. Last year ours got canceled, so I am hopefully we're gonna make it this year, and I thought that this would be the perfect little weekender bag to bring, so I wanted to grab one of these. I don't really have a bag this size, and even when I travel with my family, this will be a great size bag for all of our toiletries, because when we go, our suitcases are always stuffed and we can't get the shampoo and all of that in our suitcase. So I thought that this bag would be perfect for that. It even has like little outside pockets, so I mean, there's a million uses for this. And it's Alice and Olivia, which is another really high-end brand. The next thing that I'm so excited to show you guys was this ring. I This ring is Joy by Dravecki, and it is so pretty. I'm gonna take it out, but this is like what the packaging looks like. But I love like these stone rings, and like you can wear it, you know, you can do a multi. Rings are really on trend right now, wearing a lot of different rings, and I just thought that that one was really pretty. And actually my favorite bracelets that I have right here, it really complements that. So anyways, I was super excited about this ring there. So that was another item that I chose. Now the rest of my box was a surprise, and surprise number 1 are these machine washable, which is always nice, reusable beauty rounds by, I don't want to butcher the name, but that's the brand, Sai reusable beauty rounds. So I love anything that I can machine wash. I actually got, and there's 3 of them here, so these are really cool. I actually got in another one of my FabFitFun boxes a makeup eraser towel that I no longer buy makeup removing towelettes because I got those. So hopefully I will like these as well once I can try them out. And you know, I'll be able to wash and reuse. So love that. The next thing that we have here is Islands of Italy Peach Champagne Fragrance Capri Bath Gel, and it's a full size, as you guys can see. And this is a company out of Florida, it says. Okay, that smells so good and really soft. It is not strong at all. So I really like that. And there's like a cute little story on the back for the company. Wow, that smells amazing. Really, really good. And I love like being able to change all of my fragrances kind of for the seasons. In the summer, I like more, obviously, spring and summer, like lighter, more fruity, citrusy type scents. This is perfect without being overwhelming. So I'm really excited to have that. The next thing that I have here to show you guys is called Marina, and it is by Earth Harbor, and it is plant-based, vegan, cruelty-free, fair trade, sustainable, no soy, no gluten, women-owned, which I love. And so FabFitFun really tries to partner with brands that value all of those things that I just listed off to you, and so I love that they do that. So this is a biome brightening, ooh, it's like an oil. It is. So the packaging is really cute. Look at that. And let's see. It smells clean. There's not really fragrance to it. Let's see what it says we do with this. Oh, it's for your complexion. So it says Marina Biome Brightening Ampoule is named for the treasured ocean blue botanicals she possesses. She harbors concentrated adaptogenic oils that vigorously brighten and balance for an even, radiant complexion. So you just, it says to put 2 drops onto your skin after cleansing and toning. And I love facial oils. It just makes me feel like I'm taking really good care of my skin. So I'm excited to try that out. The next thing that I have here to show you guys is from Summer and Rose. And it is something that I needed, that I chose this one too, I forgot. That I've needed a new pair of tweezers, and could these be any cuter with the pouch so I won't lose them. This is one of those things that is like, oh, I need a new pair, and then you just never get around to getting them. So I'm really excited. These are really cute. So tweezers, you guys know what we do with those. And then the last thing I have in here is from Lark and Ives, and they are out of Vancouver. And these are, they come in this really cute little case. These are hair scarves. You guys have probably seen, it's a trend again. So this one is so pretty, pink and silky for spring. But you know, it's really kind of popular right now, and I think it's really cute to kind of do a ponytail and then you kind of tie your scarf around that. So that's how I'll be wearing these, but it's just, it dresses up just like an ordinary ponytail. And if you're a mom, you're always looking for ways to feel more put together a little more easily. And it also comes with this like cream colored one that matches just about everything. So super excited about those. And it shows you exactly 5 different ways to use theirs. All right, guys, so all these assumptions came from Instagram, like I said, and I love doing these because I feel like it gives you guys a chance to really get to know me even better. And it also is really interesting for me to see what people perceive about me or think just based off of the little bits and pieces that I do share. And so I like doing these videos from time to time because new people join in on my homeschooling journey and all those things. And so let's just jump right in. We'll start here. From past videos, I assume you had a hard childhood or have a hard relationship with your parents. Yes, this is a correct assumption. The next one, you and Jake see eye to eye on almost everything. Incorrect. The next one, I assume that you have perfect skin. Incorrect. Although I have taken a lot better care of my skin over the last 2 years and it's really helped, but definitely not perfect. I assume you are extremely organized and disciplined. That is true. I assume that you are always happy and cheerful. I would say that that is correct, but not always. No one is always something. I am not always happy and cheerful, but I'm definitely more happy and cheerful than I am, you know, sad and, you know, angry. I assume that your face pretty much gives up your emotions. This one made me laugh. That is 1000% true. I have to be cognizant of my face. It's like it does its own thing and I don't even know that it's doing it. And sometimes it gets me into trouble. So my face has a mind of its own and I've tried to get much better at not showing what I'm thinking on my face at all times. The next assumption says, I assume you're good at making do with what you have. I would say yes, this is correct. I have been through hard times and I feel like I've always done the best I could in the circumstances that I've been given. The next one, I assume you are very intentional about being proactive and productive. Yes, I am intentional on both of those things. The next one, I assume you finish every day with your tasks all checked off. Now, I wish I could say that that was true, but my task list really never ends. So generally, if I create a list for the day, I do see it through, but I'm never done. So I'm like, I want to say that I get all of my to-dos done, but I never really do because then there's new ones for the next day. But if I break down a day where I need to accomplish something, then I will make sure that I get it done just because it's usually pretty important that I do. So kind of in the middle there. The next one, I assume that you are very aware and picky, not in a bad way, of who your kids hang around. Yes, true. I assume that you don't binge watch TV shows, no time, more important things to do. True, but I have in the past. And Jake and I are currently watching a series. We found a series together, which is like a miracle. And we're watching Yellowstone, and it's not like an uplifting show by any stretch. So we watch like 1 episode a weekend. It's like all I can handle. I mean, it's a really good show. It's thought-provoking, and my husband likes it. And so it's like hard for us to find something that we both enjoy. But it's kind of a lot for me, and so we only watch like 1 episode a weekend. The next assumption says that you are strict and rigid, but also know how to have fun. Fun has its place. I wouldn't say I'm rigid, but I definitely have expectations, and I also wouldn't say that I'm strict. I feel like people who are strict just have a lot of rules without any reasoning, and I don't have that with my kids. For everything we do or we don't do, they know why. I have no problem explaining to them that. So I don't think that my kids view me as strict. But yes, I do know how to have fun. The next one, I assume you could easily win an argument. Probably. The next one, your kids are good eaters. Yes, by that I'm assuming you mean they eat like a wide variety of foods, and yes, they do. I assume that you love your kids with your whole heart and your entire being. Oh, that's nice. She said it shows. Yes, my kids are everything to me. The next one is, I assume you are a loner, not a lot of friends, because it's better that way. This one kind of made me pause. I am very I rely on the Lord, but I am very self-reliant. I don't depend on people to do things for me. I don't depend on people to help me. I don't depend on other people very often at all, but I'm not a loner. I do have, you know, close relationships with people where if I desperately needed something, they would be there for me for sure. And I have my close friends where if I'm going through something, you know, I can talk with them. I, of course, have my husband. So I wouldn't say I'm a loner, but I also am not somebody that depends on help from other people all of the time. So kind of in the middle there. The next one says, I assume that you rarely get super stressed. Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to really I would say that's true. I don't get super stressed very often, but it's only because I'm very disciplined. If I didn't discipline myself and I didn't have a schedule, I would be very stressed all of the time because I am doing a lot of things like homeschooling and working, and that in and of itself is beyond what I can mentally handle most days. So I have to pick and choose and be very diligent with that. Otherwise, I would just constantly be stressed. The next one, I assume that you guys are not getting the RONA shot. Your assumption is correct. We will not be getting that. I assume you have lots of energy. Yes. I assume you're a wonderful friend. I wish we lived closer so we could connect. I think I am a good friend. I assume you and your husband joke around a bunch. Definitely laughter and lightheartedness has always been the very first thing that Jake and I noticed about each other. It's probably one of the top 5 things we love most about each other on both of our ends, because we have the same weird, dry, sarcastic, noticing weird things that other people just wouldn't even notice type of sense of humor. So yes, we joke around a lot. The next one says, I assume that you are a strong woman both physically and mentally. I would say yes. I assume you are very goal-driven and sensitive in a good way. Yes. I assume you turn into a mama bear when someone messes with your kids. Yes. Don't mess with mama bear. I assume you never swear. You seem so calm and deal well with life's lemons. I do not have a foul mouth, but I am a recovered foul mouth. I used to have a really bad mouth, but I don't anymore, and I'm thankful that I can express myself in appropriate words. The next one is really funny. You never cuss, LOL. I know, weird assumption. I won't say never, because can we say never about anything? But I truly do not use foul language, like hardly. It's just not a part of my vocabulary. The next one, I assume you have a love-hate relationship with social media. Absolutely true. I assume you're nervous about planning for high school, but confident and excited for it too. Yes, that's the perfect summary. I assume it's difficult for you to get close to people and make new friends. No, it's not difficult for me to make new friends. I just am in a season of my life where that's not something I am like actively pursuing. And it's not difficult for me to get close to people once I know their character, but I am guarded until I see that that's like a safe place for me to get my emotions invested. The next one says, I assume you were always a little mother hen as a child. And this one actually made me laugh, and it like tugged at my heartstrings because my mom used to call me that. Yeah, I would take care of my little brother. I've always been like a nurturing, caring person. So yes. The next assumption says, I assume you never lose your cool on your kids. Wrong. I assume that you're not a people pleaser and you have your own identity. Yeah, that's true. That's a true assumption. I am not a people pleaser, but that doesn't mean that I'm like fine if somebody's mad at me. I don't like being in conflict with people, and I don't like knowing that I've upset people. But I also am not going to like adjust my whole life to make other people happy. So I'm not a people pleaser in the sense that I'll still do what I feel I should do. And I won't make a choice based on pleasing someone else. But at the same time, I do not like conflict, and I don't like feeling like someone's mad at me. So it's kind of like in between. The next one says, I assume that you're a very passionate and caring person. Yes, I would say that that is true. I am very passionate about the things I care about. The next little bit here, I've got quite a few of these, so we'll keep going for a couple more minutes. I assume, this is from Jamie Kite, I assume that you love Jamie Kite and she's one of your BFFs. Yes, you know I love you, sister. I love Jamie. Really, I do, you guys. If you don't watch Jamie Kite, go over to her channel and watch her. She is one of my closest friends that I tell my problems to, and she's a trusted source, and we have only met in person twice, and it just goes to show like one of the best parts about social media is being able to have real relationships with people that you would have never met otherwise. So anyways, you know I love you. The next one, I assume that you eat healthy. Yes. I assume, this one I was like, oh, that's a different assumption. This one says, I assume you don't give money directly to homeless people, but to organizations instead. This is true. I do not give money to homeless people on the street. Yeah, I have reasons for that, but yeah, I don't do that. I assume that your house is always really clean and organized. Probably yes, but not always really clean, but I do my best. I assume you are an overcomer. You've had struggles in your life, but you didn't become a statistic. Yes. I assume that you are an Enneagram 6. I have answered this so many times. I honestly don't remember. I took the test one time and I think it was 6. But I really had convictions on that, and so I just don't do those, so I can't even really remember. The next one, I assume that you don't get frustrated with your kids when homeschooling. In general, I don't get frustrated with my kids in homeschooling, but there are two things that are a for sure way to frustrate me. Number one, interrupting me. Number two, lack of effort. Those two things are like hot buttons, and I am instantly frustrated. So in general, I'm not frustrated, but those two things are like the things that make me frustrated really quickly. The next one is, I assume you are not a fan of baking. That is true. I don't like baking. I wouldn't even say I enjoy cooking. I cook out of necessity, but I am a good cook, but I don't like baking, and I'm also not very good at it. So there's that. I guess it works out for me. I mean, I can bake stuff, but it's just not something I like. The next one is, you are the type of mom that don't play, i.e. you don't take crap. That's true. I don't tolerate a lot of disrespect or a lot of, you know, whatever, but I do give my kids grace all of the time. So I think there's a fine balance. My kids know that I mean what I say, but that doesn't mean that they don't test me sometimes. And so, yeah. The next one says, I assume you are a perfectionist. I do not think I'm a perfectionist. I think I'm a good enoughist. As long as it's good enough, and I'm usually the judge of that. But perfect, I know it doesn't exist, and I really don't strive for that. I assume that working out for you every day is easy. No, it's not. It's still a choice every day, and some days I don't want to do it, but I make myself, and then I'm so glad that I did. The next one is deep. I assume childhood trauma led you to the Lord. I wouldn't say my childhood led me to the Lord, but directly, but my life choices based on my childhood are what led me to the Lord. So I guess you could say that is true. The next one says, I assume that if you weren't tethered by jobs, you would totally road school across America. Yes. America. You said Europe. I wouldn't go to Europe right now, but we would definitely go all over the US. I assume you are a very good listener. I would say yes. Now the last page here. I assume that you don't complain about things your husband does that bothers you. Wrong. I tell Jake all of the time all the things that he does that bothers me. Probably worse than I should. I assume your mornings never turn into a jumbled mess and your kids are never late to the table for school. Wrong. That is not true. I assume you are a woman who loves the Lord, very patient and never yells, very organized, very confident. Yes, I love the Lord, correct. Very patient, I would say that's correct. Never yells, that's not true. Very organized and confident, yes. I assume you are always put together, hair and makeup and super cute too. No shower days for you. Okay, no, I do not do my hair and makeup every day, maybe once or twice a week. So like the other 5 days I'm barefaced and not hair done and just in comfy clothes. But I do shower every day just because I need to. The next one is you believe, and we'll end it here. You believe interfaith marriages and families are not right. No, I mean, I don't believe that it's wrong. I believe it presents challenges, but I definitely believe that people of different faiths can get married. And I think sometimes that when that happens, you know, it's for the other person's salvation. But I do think that, how did you describe it? Interfaith marriages present challenges just because, you know, the Lord is the basis of every decision that we make in our house. And so if Jake and I didn't share the same faith, we would not be on the same page with, you know, our whole lives really. And so I think that it does present challenges, but I don't think that it's wrong. I don't think that it's like it shouldn't be allowed. I think a lot of people come to faith through their spouse being a believer and them maybe not, or maybe they grew up in a religion and never had a personal relationship with Christ and their spouse is the one that leads them that direction. I think people can definitely be used by God in those situations, but I do think that it presents a lot of challenges, but I wouldn't say that it's wrong. That's just my opinion. So that is going to be it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed listening to my answers on the assumptions. Thank you all for sending them in. I'm sorry if I didn't get to yours. I did have a few more pages to get through, but this video was already getting pretty long. But I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today and just chatting. And I hope I was able to just take your mind off of whatever's going on in your life for just a little bit. If you want to check out FabFitFun, I will have that link down below for you guys. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you all in my next video really soon. Bye, guys.